I am with We Have Band, and I'm in X07. It's the 6th of March, Friday, very awaited date, and it's here. If you could just introduce yourselves, those that probably won't know you so far, and so on like that.
I'm Thomas from We Have Band.
Dede.
I'm Darren.
Righto. And if we're talking about the kind of music and all that sort of thing, would you be able to just give us a short summary of We Have Band?
I think, well, we struggle actually to describe it. I think it's a bit pop, it's a bit electro, it's a bit guitar-y, it's a bit indie, it's a bit samba, it's a bit of everything. But so I think and it's one of the nice things, we don't really fit into a category. So
that is always good, actually. A bit of a mystery about it. And is this the first time you've been in Luxembourg? So
For me, ever. For us all, ever? I don't know. Ever.
that's ever in Luxembourg. I can't imagine you've seen much yet.
no, but it looks nice. It's a bit grey outside, but yeah, no, we're excited. We're genuinely excited to be here because this is our sort of first sort of block of touring really as a band, and it's nice to go to these places. Right now, everything's new and exciting, so yeah, we're pleased to be here.
And We Have Band, it's a great name. I'm sure you've heard that a lot.
We've heard the opposite too.
It provokes. Some people think it's a stupid name. They go, why? Well, it doesn't make sense. It's like, well, it is what it is. And we like it, so.
Yeah, it is a bit grammatically incorrect, and I believe it's Dede's idea.
It was my idea. Yeah. It's like a sort of a primal sort of name.
I like that.
That's it, like childish.
And you were all employed in EMI at some point. Is this where you all officially met?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, Dede and I, we're married, and we met at work over the photocopier about 10 years ago. And Darren worked at EMI as well. EMI certainly wasn't a binding factor in our lives, far from it. But it is there. It is part of our joint history. So yeah.
You just mentioned there that you and Dede are married, Thomas. And talking to Darren here, if me and my girlfriend have an argument at any point, my friends tend to bail like a grenade's been thrown in the room. How does that fit with you?
Well, it's not always possible to run away. No, we get along. I don't think, to be honest, I always say it, but genuinely, there's most couples, lots of my other friends, I really couldn't spend any more than a day or two with. But I think the three of us just sort of, I've managed to find a place in their marriage somehow. Actually, you might want to ask them how they put up with me. To be honest,
yeah,
you know, when when parents get to a certain age, and sometimes the grandparents move back in with a couple. It's like that. They just have to deal with me.
And so EMI ended. The something hit the fan at some point, and there was redundancies, and you all took them, really?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. I was basically, EMI didn't look like the best place in the world to be hanging around, and probably starting a band and touring Europe and the world was probably going to be more fun. So
exactly.
That's what we did.
And is that like? Did it start straight away after that? Pretty much.
When I took it, I just went to work in a bar.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have a plan.
No,
so this was my next lifeline. That wasn't very good. They had one of my cocktails one day.
Oh my god! It cost me £6. It was gross.
It was a Cosmopolitan.
And he charged you?
Dressed
He
up.
did actually charge me. And
Well, I used to do a lot of freebies.
We might have got a half-price pint for me.
Wow.
Deborah didn't. It was
gross.
I used to do a lot of freebies, but then they clamped down.
Yeah.
Let's hope they're not listening.
The three of us were already doing music before
You took redundancy.
I took redundancy.
I left of
at
my
the
own
same
accord,
time.
sort of.
It's fine.
I think if we'd have all stayed working anywhere, it might have been quite. It would have been quite a big decision, or should we leave our jobs or whatever. But I think it was quite a nice coincidence. And then none of us were already working, so we were like, well, we better do something to fill our time. Well, not really like that, but you know, it's a really good opportunity to really just go for it. And so we just did.
Well, it was a happy coincidence, and it freed us to do what we were enjoying.
Talking about that, enjoying it and everything, it seems that everyone else is, and you seem to be on a lot of the buzz lists. Do you find it more of a burden or a blessing?
We were on a few, but there was a couple we weren't on.
Yeah.
And but maybe we weren't on enough for it to be a burden. And I actually think there's like this Glastonbury, we're in this new emerging band singing at Glastonbury, and I think and we were on something else like a South by Southwest ones to watch. It's almost like we missed the lists that are written in November, December, and we seem to be on the ones written in the spring. and in some ways that feels nicer. It's less just like a roundup of the year.
It's always good to get the attention and all that sort of stuff, and it seems to have snowballed. And so how much do you think the whole MySpace and blogs and so on have helped? Well, it's bands like yourselves really just get ahead.
Oh yeah, this is something invaluable. We certainly wouldn't be in Luxembourg without MySpace. And yeah, the blogs. You know, we the first release we had, which came out in November, December. We made a big effort to get loads of remixes, and so we were just blogged everywhere.
And the way it snowballed, then your first live show was only a year ago, wasn't it? Well, less than a year ago.
Yeah.
And Dede was just forced on stage.
I was forced on stage.
I bet that wasn't in the marriage vows.
No.
It was like abuse. No, it was. Yeah, it was just. It was another thing. You know, we started doing the band just for our own sort of fun, and then it sort of goes on to another stage, and then you sort of think, actually, well, maybe we've got to look at how to do this live. What?
Stay tuned for part 2, when you'll find out what this is all about.
Maybe not so much an influence.